guest. Look at the lines behind me. Let me show you the lines. Look at this. These are just some of the many loyal I thought the Tan fam rolled deep. These are some of the loyal fans who lined up for New York Times bestselling author Emily Henry release of her latest romance novel. It is called Great Big Beautiful Life. In 2020, I see you over there clutching your hands. In 2020, during the throes of the pandemic, the Ohio-based author published her first adult romance. It was called Beach Read, the steamy, slow burn romance. I like a slow burn romance. In a beautiful setting, resonated with readers and sold over 1 million copies, making Emily Henry an all-out sensation. They call her the queen of the beach reads. She has turned out a best-selling romance novel every year, each one consecutively making the New York Times bestsellers list. And along the way, truly, she has amassed a huge vocal fandom. People lining up at bookstores. They host parties to celebrate each new M-Hen release. For Emily's latest romance novel, Great Big Beautiful Life, fans were even counting down to midnight. They treated it was like New Year's Eve for them. It was named one of the most anticipated books of 2025 by Rolling Stone, USA Today, Harper's Bazaar, and of course the New York Times. Reese Witherspoon named it her pick of the month for her popular book club. And now her highly anticipated book is finally here. Fans on BookTok cannot stop raving. I'm telling you, she has the kids in a chokehold. Take a look, take a look.
I just finished this book this morning. It's The Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I'm obsessed.
I have heard so many incredible things about Emily Henry. Everyone was correct. The hype was real.
This is my first Emily Henry book. Will I read another one? Absolutely.
It had the same humor and heart that we've come to expect from an Emily Henry book.
We have yearning, we have pining, we have tension, we have a slow burn.
Emily Henry keeps raising the bar with release after release.
I'm reading Great BBL and I literally just out loud screamed.
Great Big Beautiful Life, more like great big tears that fell out of my face while I was reading this.
Not only is this now, hands down, my favorite Emily Henry book, I truly believe it's her best written work so far.
Wow. So here's the deal. Was it Public Enemy had the song Don't Believe the Hype? This hype you better believe. Great Big Beautiful Life already made its way to the top of the charts. Please welcome our friend, 6-time New York Times bestselling author, Emily Henry! Thank you so much. Oh, come on over. Yes. I mean, look at this. Listen, I get goosebumps listening to the kids. You have goosebumps. I don't think I've ever touched another lady's leg, but I just
My
did.
leg hair is
you
like
literally
growing.
have goosebumps.
I do.
I love that. I love that because it means it still matters to you.
Yeah.
Even though what is this, the 6th in a row, it seems, you still appreciate every moment.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think if anything, I appreciate it more. Every time it happens, I keep expecting this to be like over, and just seeing the readers like that makes me so emotional, honestly, because they have just changed my life so much. And I mean, they've given me my dream job. Like, it just means so much that we've stayed connected through these years.
And you mean that when you say your dream job, because what was it? You were in the 4th grade.
Yes.
In the 4th grade, they asked you in an assignment, what do you want to do when you grow up? And you had 2 choices.
Yes, Tamron. Oh my gosh. I'm all right. I said I was either going to be a writer or in the WNBA. I was probably 4 feet tall at that point, now 5'7".
Yeah,
on a
big
good day.
dreams, big dreams.
Big dreams. Also, side note, had never and still have never played a single game of basketball. True, like, I was just like, they seem so cool.
They seem so cool. You're like, I'm going to be a basketball player. I love that.
I was like, they're girl power. Like, it's girl power. They were like the most incredible women. And I was like, I'll figure out the sports part
I'll figure
later.
it out later.
Yeah.
But you figured out this writing thing.
That thing.
And it worked out, which is
out.
so great because, when you as a kid say you want to be something when you grow up and to actually become that thing.
Yeah.
That is, it's meant to be.
Thank you.
I love also that you embrace the title of romance writer because I think I maybe said it to you before. My aunt used to literally, when I would visit her, she'd have those Harlequin romances like stacked in her corner all the way up to the sky, those little bitty books. And the fact that you embrace that identity, because some people see romance novels as, oh, women read that, or a Fabio on the cover, you know?
Right.
But you embrace it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, the first thing is, oh, women read that.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, so how is that an insult?
Right.
Women are cool.
Right.
Women are great.
I'd say so, won't you agree?
Yeah, yes. I mean, there's so many of us here. Yeah, I mean, it's so true. So there's like kind of some debate about what my novels truly are, because there's always a love story. They get a little bit steamy, but there's also like some other plot lines going on. And so sometimes people are like, oh, is it women's fiction? Is it romance? And like you said, I'm really intentional about calling myself a romance reader because I remember growing up and thinking like romance is innately embarrassing. Reading it, like you have to hide it, you should be like ashamed. And then it wasn't until I was an adult that I was like, wait, but why? Like,
but why? Right.
Why? Like, who doesn't care about love? Like, most of us care.
And who doesn't
deeply.
like fantasy?
And who doesn't like fantasy? I mean, yeah. And like, how is this any more embarrassing than like, you know,
than watching a soap opera on TV, right?
Yeah.
Or listen, I was 8 years old watching my stories.
Yes,
I was
exactly.
I was like, what is Luke and Laura doing now? You know?
Yes. Who has a secret twin? We need to find out.
We all have a secret twin. We have to find them in a barn. I love this because Great Big Beautiful Life follows Alice and Hayden, two writers who are competing to write a biography about this recluse heiress, Margaret Eves, inspired in part by Taylor Swift's. Is that true?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So Taylor Swift has this song, Last Great American Dynasty, that is just so perfectly suited to be a novel. I'm like, Taylor, go do that. Take a couple years off and write a book. But I've always just wondered what that book would be because it's such a beautiful song about this heiress who, like, you know, people are judging very harshly from the outside, and she's doing all these weird, eccentric things, and you don't really know what's going on with her life. And I thought that story was so fascinating, and it also just reminded me of all of these like larger than life families who we as a culture are kind of obsessed with, like following, like the Kennedys. Like we have a whole name for the Kennedy curse. How many plane accidents can befall one family? And so I was really fascinated by that, the idea of us being able to watch like the ripples move through time across a family, because in our own lives, we so rarely get that. Like we so rarely have the full picture. We can ask our parents and they can tell us what they know. And then, you know, when relationships are complicated, you don't always get all the answers you really want.
Your grandfather is the historian in your family.
Yes,
a lot of your family legacy, he's 93 now.
93.
And you learned, God bless, 93.
I know. And still, by the way, has like a better memory than I have ever.
He has a great
in my
memory
life
at
had.
93.
Yes,
That's amazing.
He thinks he does it, and we're like, Grandpa, you can tell us your third grade teacher's name. I can't do that.
Right. I can't tell you what I had for lunch.
I know.
I need to have what Grandpa's having for I mean, what is he having? I'll share. I need his blood and
like
meat.
Mediterranean diet.
Okay, right. I love it. You talk about the steaminess of the book, and I think that's what people are drawn in by. In this case, they are battling to write the biography for this heiress. I want to read an excerpt from the book when Alice realizes her attraction for Hayden. You write, he runs his fingertips thoughtfully over his mouth now. The motion distracts me, hypnotizes me. Really, I hadn't noticed how attractive he was before. I mean, obviously, his body is incredible. So when I catch myself inadvertently checking him out, that's not all that surprising. It gets steamier after that. I'm out of breath. When you're writing these, very detailed, very tactile. I mean, she's talking about him rubbing his fingers. It's almost like you yourself are immersed in that.
Yeah.
So you wake up and you say, okay, I'm gonna jump into Great Big Beautiful Life.
Yeah.
What's the first day of that like for you?
Oh my gosh, terror.
Is it?
Terror. Well, yeah, I mean, the blank page is, you know, it's terrifying. But that's why I'm like a very fast drafter, and I let my first drafts be horrible because that's the only way that I'll actually get it done, is if I'm not scared.
That. So you have the launch-in attack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this first draft. I recognize it's not going to be.
It will be bad.
It will be bad.
Yes. Yeah.
But it will be great eventually.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely the hope.
I like that. I like that. I really do. That's fascinating. You know why? Because obviously most of us won't write a book, but if you use that philosophy in life, you know, if you want to start a business or anything that that requires you to leap in. You recognize that this is just the starting point. Let it, what is that phrase? Don't let perfect be the enemy of good.
Yes.
Sometimes you gotta start with good and let it be great. I love that. Coming up, reality TV might be Emily's escape from writing, but now her books are coming to both the small and big screen. Your guilty pleasure, I wanna find out what reality shows you're watching. Emily's 5 bestsellers are being adapted for TV. We're gonna get the scoop. We'll be right back.